Tactical Unit 650 commencing strategic review. Commander, your efforts around the Bothawui system have been analysed. Outcome within expected parameters. You have performed well, Commander. You are hereby ordered to continue your assault towards the Geonosis system by going towards the Bothawui and Rylos systems and assaulting the Rishi Moon with a three-pronged attack with your current fleets. Projected enemy fleet presence, moderate. There have also been traces of enemy land units orbiting the Naboo system. Commander, you need to watch out for the nearby Malastair system, lest our assets get attacked, putting back our strategic value by a good 10%. Keep this in mind, Commander, before you lose more planets. We do not want a repeat of the Umbara situation. Strategic review concluded. Move out, Commander.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Empire at War, where we are just securing our hold on Bothawui after taking that in the previous video. So the question today is where to expand exactly next, because we have the main goal of once again continuing with the conquest of this particular sector of the galaxy. There's a huge amount of production coming out of here for the Republic. We are going to try and retake Geonosis as soon as possible, of course, but we do want to gobble up this whole sector. The question is where to move exactly with this fleet and such. I'm very tempted to go straight for Rishi, because that then opens up a Kamina and Rathana, two very important planets there, and you can see every planet over here produces a good amount of credits as well. We might want to scout out Kalarin once again, because that did have a massive fleet waiting there. So we'll just create a probe droid very quickly over here, and we will build up our orbital defences as well in these areas. We are still constructing the basic buildings on Bothawui over here, and we are garrisoning Nauhasa just to protect that while we move into Rishi very specifically there. Can we build anything else on to Nauhasa? We certainly can. We're not taxing that. I think that would be a very good idea to do so, because we're getting plus 300 credits as a base income. So we'll add that on immediately. And of course that will be built once we finish the planetary shield generators there. We'll try and turn this into a somewhat of a fortress world. So having said that, we're going to want to bring in some sort of units a bit closer. Perhaps this army above Umbara will be great. What we will do is press play and take out this young man here, because he's more of an administrator, very specifically for Mandalorian units. We'll bring in Pre Vizsla as well. We don't need to garrison over here anymore, so bring the whole army down to Toydaria there. And the enemy, we missed the message there, they're conquering Karima, which is very interesting. It's not a lot there. What do we have defending? Once again, basically nothing in orbit, so we're going to have to react with Juaningo's fleet there. So we're going to deploy right in the enemy's faces here, because we do not have any interdiction capability. So we're rushing with our two Bulwark Mark IIs, going to try and rip apart the enemy fleet as quickly as possible. So let's get straight onto this Acclimator as well. Again, taking a move order rather than a simple attack. Don't really like that idea. Full power to weapons, thank you very much. We're ripping apart this victory very, very quickly indeed. Now we're going to pause very quickly so that we can take command of our fighters, and they can attack these V-Wings. These are simple fighters as well, so they can get straight onto the ARC 170s. Our standard fighters can go and find a bomber squadron over here. Take Juaningo and this frigate over here, or destroyer rather, and focus on the next. Okay, let's take a few things and focus on engines, please. Struggling to find them on the hard points, just so they can't retreat. And we're not going to quite get that, unfortunately. We did, of course, lose one diamond, but of course that's pittance. We did get a couple victories there, and we will just scout out Kalarin properly, because we didn't do that truly. And now we can fight this. However, the problem is we don't have interdiction capabilities, so we're not going to be able to reach that in time. So a simple auto-resolve is all we can do there. We did get an ACT and 3 UT-80s, which is excellent. Let's pause. We do actually have a mission. Gets 2 heavy factories for a Lucrehawk core destroyer and some opinion increase from the Trade Federation. I wasn't aware the Trade Federation was still about. These are just simple independent planets. We should really gobble these up as well for more income and of course better pathfinding in these areas. Not to worry, we can certainly build 2 heavy factories. always helps. It's currently finding the places to build them. I'm sure Bothwy would be very thankful for that.
Under construction.
And maybe even Toydaria. How are we as far as production is there? Yeah, we shall make a heavy factory there, I think. And we will double check exactly what this fleet is looking like. It's actually far more manageable than it used to be. So now is the time to strike, I think, on to Kalarin, and we can gobble that up with surrounding forces. And that will make our push into Rishi much easier with these forces over here. So, a three-pronged attack, considering we're also at Ryloth as well. Okay, so we did decide to bring in Grievous's fleets for this battle. We're going to pull back, let the enemy move away from their orbital defences. They do, of course, have that hypervelocity cannon, so we need to make this somewhat quick. Otherwise, we'll be losing Grievous in this battle. And that's quite the possibility, considering that the enemy does have a lot of victories. And of course, we've seen the amount of damage they can do in previous battles. So we've brought in a few of these gunships over here, heavy fighter squadrons, to support our own fighters. We're of course going to group up our bombers, who are somewhat limited at the moment. Going to push in a little bit over here. Enemy is remaining static, so we need to take into account where the point defense systems are. They do have a Pelser over here. I don't believe Carax, no, they don't provide point defense either. So they are moving in with a victory over here. So we shall launch all of our bombers over there. Have our bomber superiority over here. And they are coming in piecemeal, which is excellent. We need to watch the shields of Grievous though. Pushing over here. What is going on here? Looks like we're firing onto some fighters finding their way into our backline somehow. Destroy one victory. Come out with our bombers. Retreat a tad. Come in with Tri-Droids. Focus on enemy fighters over here. Tie them up. We are being tailed by some bombers, unfortunately, or fighters rather. Is a shame. Not entirely sure what Grievous is doing here. Maximum firepower here. We should be able to sit at range here. There's our second cruiser just here. Maximum firepower, please. Focus that victory. Coming a bit closer so that supporting bombers will be closer. Another hypervelocity cannon is out. Grievous is not looking good. May have to make this a piecemeal attack actually. I'll come back later after destroying a couple of victories. Not the greatest loss to lose Grievous at the moment, but it does mean we're going to be a little slower in our advance into these systems. How's his engines looking? Okay, not too bad so far. Do need to make sure these two victories go down. Bombers come back out so they're not hampered by fighters. And I think they can focus this one over here, and we might actually decide to retreat out after that one's down. Just to save a few ships, we can come back straight away with this, roughly the same power. Let's focus this, get the engines down so it's easier to hit. And we do need to make sure that Pelter goes down so that we can retreat out, as well as that interdiction line. And there we go. So let's finally retreat. Hope that Pelter is still alive, so we hope that doesn't chuck down any mines. Gonna lose this ship, not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. So we did actually lose two Providences there, quite likely because the second did lose its engines, but we did get rid of a hefty amount of enemy ships there. So absolutely not a problem once again. So that bloody hypervelocity cannon I'm putting that down to. And actually that's very interesting to see that it is only Delta Team on the ground there. So that must have been where the enemy army came in previously. So, look at the lay of the land. I would imagine that we drop roughly here or here so we can avoid turbo lasers and they won't do too much against any stealth heroes. And we do have stealth heroes. We'll double check what Pre Vizsla counts as. He's not stealth, that's absolutely fine. But we do have a Sarge Ventress over here. And we have Count Dooku. And we are starting our invasion of Rishi as well. Okay, so we've actually got a surprise defensive malice there before we can initiate any ground assault onto Kalarin here. So we're going to rush in once again with our bulwarks, ripping apart them on minor frigates over here, as well as stripping the shields off of this victory already, which is absolutely brilliant. Let's go to full power to weapons over here and focus on the Akkamesa. Focus over here as well. A lot of fighters coming out, which is absolutely brilliant to see. Let's try and tie up some bombers though, and get our own bombers in action here. Trying to select all of them. Come over to the back line there. Probably going to lose this over here, but the enemy is going to try and retreat. So once again, go for some shields, please. It's not shields, engines. Shields aren't going to help. Try and get rid of that. Lovely stuff. Lovely, lovely stuff indeed. So we're going to push back that invasion. Just about avoiding a loss over there of a bulwark. Absolutely fierce fighting going on now. I wonder if we can probably chase that up. We do need to go to Naboo. Something people have pointed out, of course. I do very much agree with you there. So we're going to get some scouts out once again. We can scout Presitlin and Naboo. We were deciding to move over to Ryloth with these units while we have space control there. But we do have some units in the back line here to help with Naboo. So getting everything done all at once though, of course. Like the film, everything, everywhere, all at once, I believe. Yes, so she's by herself there. Excellent. Let's go over to Kalarin. Duke is on his way there. And we do have an absolutely massive invasion force over here. We really need to get on producing an Omni for this particular fleece, I think. We could do that from Sullust. Let's do that now while we think about it. We do have the money for it. But unfortunately, that's actually quite a nice decisive auto-resolve there. Look at all those losses. Good A5 Juggernauts, a couple of UTAAs. Infantry as well, absolutely brilliant in there. So, let's try and invade Rishi. Do have our probes ready. Now then, okay, so huge force over here, but it's largely built up from the orbiting ground units there. So once we have that Omni, we can go in there and absolutely bum rush them. And over on Presitlin, it's very minor, so we can't expect anything too much out of there. So Omni will be done fairly soon. We just need to stay in orbit over Malister over here, and I think it should be fine. Let's return over here, and I think we should be able to do this. We rush on over, perhaps get the power generator to disable the turbo lasers and at least just get the hypervelocity cannon, and we'll decide if we can work from there. The only real threat will be Delta Team, but I'm sure two force using saber wielders will be able to deal with them. Of course, there will be tanks coming out of the Senator's office. Alrighty, can't waste any time. We have deployed on the southernmost command post. Bit of a rhyme there. We will, of course, build up a military field base. Probably should have moved Dooku a little further away because that's going to keep him trapped while that's building. So that's rather unlucky. So we're going to rush forwards a little with Asajj Ventress, see if there are any particular build pads over here to take. Probably some outside of this water, which will slow us down as well. Yeah, there's one there. We'll create some anti-vehicle turrets, I think, just to slow them down, because vehicles will be our biggest issue. That's in speeders, walker type units. Yeah, Duke up. Duke is a little slower than Ventress, even without the malice we get in the war set. We'll rush her on to capture the command post ahead. Getting some dwarf spiders out from the military field base will help against any tanks, as long as they don't take the shots first. Of course, they're very fragile.
Construction complete.
This battle paves our way to Coruscant. Beginning construction.
And we'll pull up over here for now.
We've secured a landing.
We have secured the landing zone, so we'll build once again another turret over here, I think.
We've secured a build pad.
We're going to have to watch out for Delta Team, of course. So, we'll rush on over. Maybe take the sensor array just for sight around us when we're trying to protect our backs. And what we'll do is we'll just capture this on our way back.
You are wise.
Yeah, we'll capture this very quickly. So we can double check exactly where things are coming from. Whilst we sighted some infantry, not a problem. Absolutely not a problem. Our heroes can wipe infantry very, very quickly. So we can see that the power generator is open. Let's go straight in there. We do see a scout bite there. Deal with that.
Victory is within our grasp.
Turbo lasers won't do too much against us.
An admirable performance. Now bring it to
They
a close.
are large weapons, so they are made really for anti-tank purposes. There's Dooku. He is working his magic on there, is he? It looks like Ventress is only there, so to be honest, no point building anything while that turbo laser tower is watching us, but he can protect the Sarge Ventress. And what we'll do is move the camera around to see that. Got some ARC troopers here. Lovely stuff. And there we go. Enemy base shield off. Turbo lasers are off. Excellent. We'll pull back just a tad. Get out of line of sight over here.
Constructing.
And we'll pull in with all of our infantry here to support against the tanks and such coming in. Pull back to them. It looks like we see Delta Team moving in as well. So might be able to get those down fairly quickly. Let's move in, destroy that TX-130 with the Dwarf Spider Droids. Lovely stuff. But now the walkers are down, we should be able to deal with this fairly easily. Excellent stuff. Do we have units over here? We certainly do, and they are building anti-infantry turrets, so we want to deal with that very quickly as well. We'll start on this particular base, I think. Yeah, there we go. Come on. What we'll do is we'll capture that back and we'll turn that into a healing site. That looks like one of Delta Team. Forget who. That's the commander. Excellent. So I forget their cool names actually. I do own the game, Republic Commander. Okay, we need to focus on this, I think, for now. Focus the main objective there with Asajj. Get on Delta 37, was it? Forget. 4-0 maybe. Do see one over here. That is Fixer. We just killed the commander. Excellent. And we have dealt with our primary objective, the hypervelocity cannon. Yeah, 2 commandos down. That is absolutely brilliant there. And I think we're going to get very greedy. I think we're going to get very greedy indeed. Yeah, so probably want to heal up over here. Lovely, 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 lovely. The enemy's focused over here. Not a problem. Absolutely not a problem.
We've secured a build pad.
Okay, okay. More enemies coming through. I can't see who is over here. Let's do an attack move order to see if we can get that. And what we'll do is create another anti-vehicle turret. If we do need to, we can retreat over here, not a problem. Still waiting for Scorch and Sev, the sniper and the demo man. Believe this is one of them over here. Don't see any others. Which one's this? That's Sev, the sniper. Lovely stuff. Catching people on the back there. Send these supers down here. We're getting caught though by some speeders. Not fun at all. Do see another TX-130 there. Let's pull back.
Our base is under attack.
Really waiting for the units to come out of this base. We probably just lost some there. It's probably the case. And we hit that. Scout vehicle is very difficult to hit. Probably shouldn't be resting on our laurels though. Okay, let's pull back. And move straight to the enemy base, I think. What do we have over here? No, we're not going to do that. We're going to focus down on this character over here. Asajj Ventress, uniquely skilled at destroying enemy characters. We have both of them over here. So what we'll do is we'll use her ability Assassinate. See if that does bloody work while he sits still. And there we go, instantly down. That is absolutely brilliant. You know what? We'll take on these And we'll call that a successful assault there and retreat, you know?
Our way to Coruscant.
Done what we need to there, removed the hypervelocity cannon, and we've removed Delta Team. That is absolutely amazing. The power of stealth units, and the fact that they're so powerful in Count Dooku and Asajj Ventress, absolutely brilliant there. Gotta love it.
Construction.
So, we need to capitalise on that. Absolutely need to capitalise on that. And we'll come back in with Grievous, double check his fleets. Should be absolutely fine to deal with a few victories. 3 victories, Acclamator, few carriers there, which should be absolutely fine. Don't see why not. Okay, so very similar strategy to before. We're going to stay a little further back and allow our bombers to spawn out of our multiple carriers over here. We do have an Omni for support there with more fighters and bombers, and of course we'll get some from the Providence. We have come in with a couple more Munificents so they can provide a somewhat long-range support and batter any unshielded victories, of course. Okay, so our bombers and fighters are in position. A lot of rockets coming out onto this victory. That should just about strip the shields down. Very, very close, but not where all of these bombs will do a lot of work there. Look at that, stripping the front hard points there. Let's pull back round so out of the way of any point defence. Trying to take on a lot of fighters over here. Let's split these away, or split a few of them away if possible. So we can get on the back here and support. So we should have reloaded our bombs and such, so we're going to come back in over here. Struggling a little bit with these, what were the Belba Labs. And there we go, let's pull back in over here. Gets into the massive blob. Got a couple fighters on the back here, so let's get onto that. Focus down over here once again. In fact, what we'll do is we'll pull back. Do have a Pelser over there. That is not great. Pull back round. And thinking now that most of the weapons are down from the victory, what we can do is focus just this Acclamator very quickly. Look at that. Focus this V-Wing over here, please. Shield stripped. We did try and aim centrally, but it looks like we're focusing on the front of the ship there, which will only get a few hard points there. Move away from the Pelser once again, please. Get stuck in over here with our fighters. And bomb this once again, please. It is getting minor repairs from the Pelser there, but it won't do too much for us. We can get rid of any hangars, that would be great. So we have lasting damage onto their fighter capacity. And speaking of fighter capacity, let's pull back once again. Try and go for this Venator next, I think. We'll go for the centre. We are losing a lot of fighters, so we'll pull up. Should have some reserve. Problem with these carriers is they don't have a lot of reserve. Only one more fighter, a couple extra bombers. Stripping down this Venator very, very quickly though. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. I love the power of bombers. Don't know why we're coming back so hard over here. Shouldn't have selected all of them. Don't believe we asked for that. So that's going to hinder our bombing capability a little bit. Not to worry too much though. Shields will replenish on these ships we've left, but not a problem there. And I think we'll come back to our Omni to heal up our bombers, because that is an ability it has. Come in on the back of these fighters, please. And we can start moving in with Grievous and such. Okay, so let's move in once again. Clicking these singly, because that is how we brought in the fighters previously. We double clicked and these were still in shot. So it selected everything at once.
How are you doing that?
Republic cruiser has sustained critical damage.
Computer active.
And now they're coming in with their Carrots and Pelter specifically, which is very nice to see indeed. Let's heal up. Excellent stuff. Now I can go back in and perhaps go around the back and hit a victory, I think. Finish off that Venator. Excellent. Let's focus a Carrot, please.
Oh no. Targeted unit located.
Come back a bit. And just control group this up a little harder. Excellent stuff. This is how we should have done it in the first place, of course. Wouldn't have lost so much. But not to worry. Do see a Pelter over here that will harm our capabilities over here with its point defense. So what I think we'll do is actually focus this dreadnought heavy cruiser with our bombers. Come in once again over here, and we will select everything at once. We'll just focus Grievous and our munificence onto this oncoming victory over here. That should strip it down very quickly. Removed a lot of the hard points onto the dreadnoughts. Excellent. Keep calling them dreadnoughts, they certainly are. Okay, excellent stuff. So there's just some ion cannons left on there. So we'll help strip down the shields from this victory, and that will be absolutely brilliant. And there we go, very nice catch there indeed. So what we can do is come in with our forces from Mimban over here. And I think what we'll do is probably come in from Tinner as well, just for the sake of having a few more units around Kalarin. This Omni is out, so we'll try and nab at this while the enemy's still in space here actually.
Now a formality.
Kill enemy unit. Unit eliminated.
And there we go, with the interdiction capabilities of the Omni, not only did we get the orbiting fleets, but the massive amount of ground troops as well. Absolutely brilliant. That makes things a lot easier. So that's some heavy hitters out of the way there. So I think what we'll do is finish up by... We're orbiting Rishi with a good heavy force, so we'll just go over and take that, I think, and Kalarin can wait, because I've got my eyes on Rishi over here. Don't know why that's off. With the mining facility and the base 300 income. It's very, very nice to see indeed. So rather interesting starting position here. We can instantly capture an abandoned turbo laser tower. Just going to move away over here, create a field base, and we shall begin with something which can deal with speeders, because that's what the enemy's starting with. So we'll get some AATs down as well as gunships. We'll wait for a speeder rush, I think, before we deploy any more infantry. Make sure we're off the ground here. Always just make sure I control group these. We'll scout ahead a little. See if there is anything incoming. A 2-point command post over here, a 5 over here. I think we'll rush straight on over to here. Do have the opportunity to get a abandoned barracks of some sort there. So we'll move on over to this 2-pointer. Okay, so mercenary outfitter is that? It certainly is. Provides us 4 units of light mercenaries, absolutely fine. No sign of these speeder bikes so far. The enemy does have a barracks built down here as well, so we will see a good amount of infantry coming out, as well as the usual senator's office garrisons. So quite the mixed bag. We do see things already. I think what we'll do is we shall focus this speeder here, the Walker, pull back, just slightly out of the range of that TX-130, lest our shields replenish a tad. Try and just hit the speeder bike here. There's a couple. Do fear them after we've been ambushed by so many of them previously. We'll come back. We are supported now by AATs. We can focus this TX-130 as such. And I think we shall bring in some crab droids for now. Bring in 2 units of them. Focus here, thank you. Pull back. That might be a little too late though. Need our infantry in support here, very much so. Not a problem there. Bring out the reinforcements from here. Move forwards with our crab droids. What's happened here? Can't select them. There we go. Did lose 1 AAT, but absolutely not a problem there. We'll move forwards, capture this particular build pad. And I think what we'll do is send 1 unit of crab droids on fast. We'll just send 2 over there. Capture that command post. Build an anti-infantry gun here. Just make sure we get rid of this bloody speeder. They're so hard to hit. Gunships do seem to counter them fairly hard. We'll just move forwards. few clones over here. Absolutely not a problem. They have moved to phase 2. Likely did that ages ago. Don't know. Only just noticing. What do we see over here then? We did get removed by a couple speeders. That is interesting indeed. Okay, not a problem. What we do then is we... How bothered are we about that one? Fairly bothered. It's in a front to us. We'll send in the gunships there. And what we'll do is we shall secure this particular position. Pull back a tad. Make sure we are in unison over here. How we're doing over here. Get rid of these speeders. We will see some rockets come up from these troopers, which will bypass our shields. And we are reminded the hard way there. Focus this. Excellent stuff. They might decide to actually bring in some Octoptaras simply for the slow, heavy push we see from them. We will finally push up here with everything. Attack the oncoming clones. Do see another unit coming, so we'll just send an attack order out. Attack move over here, and we can deal with that fairly easily. Just pull back here a tad. Make sure we do capture this properly. Having trouble selecting all of our crab droids at once. Over here, thank you. The long range of our main cannons from the AATs will deal with the single saber tank. Now I bring in, I think, a couple Octoptaras there. And some Hellfires for longer range. Want some heavy infantry as well. Just pull back this one damaged AAT to our repair station here, and we will pick up this mercenary outfit, so thank you very much. So this is simply to hold the flank there. And finally we see some Octoptaras out. It's been quite a while since we've used these effectively, but if you can protect them, they'll work wonders for you. Absolute wonders.
Turret constructing. Bombardment available.
Bombardment now available. Absolutely brilliant. And I think now we begin our slow, steady push towards the enemy base. It's a little bit of an awkward path over there. We've got to go through these corridors. And there we go. Some minor losses, of course, but absolutely not a problem. We can bring this fleet back over here as well. That'd be absolutely brilliant to see. And we have completed our mission to create 2 heavy factories. We have a Luke core destroyer on Malaster. Excellent stuff. So I think that is a good time to finish it, guys. Didn't get quite as much as I'd like to have done today. Would have liked to have picked up 3 extra planets, but not a bother there. We did remove a very hefty enemy fleet, and that is absolutely a great achievement there. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please do let me know in the comments section, and I shall see you in the future. May all of your nights and days be auspicious. Goodbye.